Hello everyone, it is Emporos, and I am back for another video right before the FOMC meeting. It is about 1:25 a.m. East. Usually the data comes out around 2 p.m. And today we're going to go through previous dates of the FOMC, how the volatility played out, and I'm going to give you as close as I can to a live, transparent plan, a pre-plan for potential trades tomorrow. And we're going to go over some previous examples that happened. And before I get into that, though, if you want to see more transparent live trading, smack that like button for me and subscribe. There's been a ton of backlash on Twitter with traders lately. People calling dips, buying every move, just getting smoked. And I have a gut feeling there's just some lost souls out there. People down money, don't know what to do, risking things at the wrong time, buying coins, jumping in alts. I've been there, okay? It's been over 5 years for me now. I understand what you're going through. So let's just get right into it. I'll explain what these rays mean over here as we get into some potential trades. But for now, let's just go through the whole process of what one would do when you have an idea. Okay? Some people have ideas all the time. They just do not know how to execute. Okay? Executing is tricky. You know, you might make a mistake. You can get nervous. The price goes out of your line of sight. You might lose track of how to manage the risk. The position size could get too big. And some people just fiddle too much with their trades. So I hope this is going to help a lot of you. So let's dig right into it. I have the FOMC meetings here. We're going to start with November 2nd to 3rd, which I don't believe much happened. That one, we probably need to go to the September one and the July one to see some action. So we're going to jump straight to it on the lower time frame, 15-minute. Alt-G, we're going to go straight to 11. This might be the nothing burger, though, so we'll go through it real quick, and then we'll hit straight where it matters on, on the July one. So November 2nd, 15 minutes, because that's as far as it'll let me go. And we'll look about 2 p.m. when the news usually comes out. 5. Yeah, so a little volatility, not much. This is when we were stuck in that 60K grind, so you have to know what cycle and what market conditions you're in before you execute a trade. That is number one. You know, there's tons of markets out there. Trade what you're most profitable in. Stop trading stuff that you're going to be losing money. Okay, so find the right situation. And I think tomorrow we'll have high volatility. It'll be fun to trade. You might have some great moves. So I'm going to go over my thesis on what I think of Bitcoin, and which I really don't know. That's kind of the point of why we're doing this, so we see tomorrow what we're going to do for the future and the next month. Okay? Watch our last video, you get a more clear idea about the 63K short, the 56.8 pivot. We'll go over that in a second. So let's go straight on to July, which was a lot different of a condition. July 27 or 28, I think. Price was down more. Yes, there it is. Okay, July 28 at around 2 p.m. was the last FOMC meeting. Right around here. It's still 27. We're on 15 minutes. Yeah. Okay, here it is. 14. That's 2 o'clock Eastern time. Yeah, so here we have an example of an FOMC type event. So yeah, there was, you know, as you can see instantly, there's 2 trades here. You fade into it, which, unless you really have high conviction or you know something, I wouldn't really recommend it. But if you have an edge and you know your trade or you have a signal, you can jump in and go early and let the news play out. But in this case, we're looking for quick scalps, intraday trades. We're not doing our swings that we did in our last video. This is for some great points, some nice 3-to-1 returns on some decent capital, right? So yeah, you would have had that for sure here. 2 p.m., you had a whiplash to 38, and you pumped all the way up to 40. That's a pretty significant move. Not even going by the tail, that's about 4%, and that adds up a lot. This market, I'm telling you guys, it is some juicy returns out there if you just learn some basic concepts. I mean, anyone can execute an idea. You don't have to trade for a living or anything to understand basic skills and take advantage of a great market. Okay? And a lot of people, make sure you get their track records, okay? No one shares performance records. I think that's, I call a short, for example, at 63K on May 15th, and it falls to 30K, and I'm tweeting, it's palpable, right? The anticipation, wow, you can feel it, you can sense it, you just have that gut trader instinct, okay? And it falls to 30K, and then fast forward, and I'm making content, sharing some ideas with you all, and people think I short the short target at 30K. So the more transparent you are, the more real you are, the more exposure and more you're going to learn. That's how I feel at this stage anyway. So anyway, let's go to, did I skip September? I think I did skip September. So we're going to go straight, well, that makes for a little weird video, but whatever. Let's go back to September. I think July was a fine starting point though, just like we're going back to future now. So we'll go back to September. September 22 was the other FOMC meeting. Or is this a nothing burger too? Yeah, it actually was kind of just flat. Another example of conditions being flat. So let's do one more. We'll try June 16. Nice. So it came out on the 16th at around 2. Yeah, here we go. See? So we had a little pump and then slow fade down, huh? Right here. It's 2. Yeah, so kind of a wacky day. Like I'm saying, these days make for great trading. And then just the collapse, not even much longer. Wow. Okay, so we're actually 7 minutes in. I don't know what I've been rambling to you all about. I hope I've been concise. It's a bit late. So we're going to go straight back to where we were. And we're going to explain the situation on the daily. And then we're going to get into it. So, what do we have? We have our breakdown, right, from 60s, from the slow grind, you know, the up thrust fake out. Watch the last video to understand more. We have the 56.8 pivot we were at, which was right about here where my cursor is. Definitely some signals now you can see on the daily, right? Lower high, bam, bam, bam. You put your stop right above the lower high, right? It would have been right here. And just because you're out of a trade doesn't mean the trade's over, okay? So you could add it in your short as long as you didn't break that lower high, which I gave it about a 10% chance. So I made, what, 4-1 on the trade when it fell all the way down here, and we got that turbo liquidation event that we could have sold anywhere under 45, which was our target. Those are good profits, so you can widen your stop if you even want to put one in the books anyway, but I recommend most of you are newer. We'll go into different stop loss and risk management strategies at another time. However, the ideal for stop loss would have been this 59.8 area, because we had, if you remember, tons of fake outs, tons of people, you know, trying to mess with me saying I was wrong when it was just a lower high the whole time. Just people that are inexperienced mostly. So, we have a similar situation here, right? We don't quite make it to that fake imaginary support, I called it, when we bursted straight through it. However, I do believe there is a potential for stop losses. And as you've seen with the previous examples, the FOMC can be a bit wacky. You know, it could totally and easily just go all the way up like this. That might be a bit extreme, but at least around here and break the stop. 8% is definitely has happened on FOMC meetings. And then we could retrace all the way back down to the 48 support. We could do something like this. And these are all scenarios. You don't know what's going to happen. We're going to wait for the event. We're going to jump in on the rubble and we're going to make some profit. Just giving you a few examples. We could also, and I'm doing both because I really don't know. This isn't a prediction video. If you want prediction videos, look when I post an actual trade that I'm in and I share with you all. This is just us theorizing. This is how you plan for scenarios, make an idea, and make a trade. This is how you learn to be able to risk your 10K or whatever percent capital you want to risk on a strong move, on a day trade, on however you want to play it. So I do think that we hold this wick possibly on the FOMC, and we might, do a fear factor down like they kind of did in the previous example, and then skyrocket back up, make another lower high, and then just grind away. That is also a potential scenario. So we're going to see. It is going to be fun. It'd be very disappointing if we just stayed in a flat line. Volatility is what makes the game incredibly well for traders. And as you see below, yes, I do have a macro theory that we are going to drift lower to the 30Ks eventually. All right, I do not think this is a bottom. You wouldn't just guess a random bottom on a lower trend like this either. See, if you look clearly, we've been trending down for a while now. I draw these kind of shitty, but it doesn't matter. You can clearly see the trend down. If you go to higher time frames, you can easily see the trend on a 3-day chart, and the weekly chart is even more obvious of 1, 2, 3, almost 4 weeks in a row, right? So the macro is not that pretty, but the short term, we do see some potential opportunities. We hit the average true range today. We could drift down to here even and then pump up for the FOMC. There's tons of things that can go on tomorrow. And I do hope that this thought process and ideas of going through the times, anticipating the data, and just being flat. Like, you shouldn't be in any crazy positions right now anyway. Your goal is to survive and protect your capital. And I can't believe I've been talking to you all for almost 12 minutes. We will go through and analyze the day's results tomorrow. I may or may not take any trades. I'm going to start... If you want to see me record more live trades or even do live rooms, hit the subscribe button. Let me know if you're interested. I want to be as more transparent as possible since, Twitter is Twitter. Yeah, so I don't let it bother me. We do our thing. We keep growing. And, we're going to have a lot of fun in the new year. Take care of yourselves. I hope you learned something. Feel free to check out my website. Message me, email, DM on Twitter. I will most likely get back to you. Join our live trade room. We share ideas there and have fun. Peace out, guys. See you again soon. Enjoy tomorrow.